Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? What's good with y'all? As y'all know, man, college game day, it's up there in Berkeley, man. It's in California. But let's just be honest. We might as well say college game day was in Miami. Because they're not they're not over there because of Cal. They're over there because of Cam Ward in Miami. They're over there because of what we do. We the number 8 team in the country. We the one out here that been razzle dazzling every single team, except for Virginia Tech. That one came down to a close one. But they over there because of us. Last time they saw Cal play, they lost to a dumpster juice named Florida State. So we all know why Cal is the destination for games day. Cal, you're welcome. Us Miami Hurricanes has brought to you your first game day. Now, as I'm watching this game day right now, my coach is speaking. So we're gonna take this out together, guys. As you guys come on in, do me a huge favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Oh man, Sarge is in the building. Sarge, I told you Alabama was gonna whoop that ass. I told you. Georgia was gonna have a loss this year, and it was gonna be Alabama. Man, I was right. But I gotta give Georgia credit too now. I gotta give y'all some credit, man. Y'all fought back. Y'all came back. Y'all could have actually won that bit. Alabama almost did what y'all did, basically, back in that national championship game. That's tough. But the link is in the chat for anybody that wants to come on in and talk. I know they definitely want to hear from you, Sarge. Good morning, everybody. Them Canes Harris, what's good, my guy? What's good with you? Yeah, man. You might well say, like I said, live from Miami. Game days in Miami, baby. Game days in Miami. We out here getting people game day for the first time. Man, Miami in 2024 is a sight to see. Sight to see. Man, who is this beautiful thing on ESPN? Oh, she just fired the cannon and went nuts. Man. See, I can't take Cal seriously because I'm seeing videos saying that basically they broke in the game day, which I can't take them seriously because they fans like to troll so much. Jakeem said y'all might lose. Oh, Florida State ain't gonna might lose though. Y'all is gonna lose. See, that's the difference between Miami and Florida State right now. Y'all ain't got no winnable games. Charleston Southern might be a challenge for y'all. Y'all might get whooped by Charleston Southern this year. So when it comes to might lose and y'all gonna lose and stuff like that, Florida State fans, pipe down. I just watched SMU gave y'all 42 reasons to shut the hell up. Them Mustangs went in that bit raw. Y'all got hit with a Mustang. God dang. Y'all boy got hit with a 92 Mustang. God dang. Rick Lashley had them boys out there crying. Man, that's tough. Man, but yeah, listen. These dudes kicked 5 field goals against Florida State and made 3 of them. Ain't no way in hell Miami losing to them. Ain't no goddamn way in hell. As a matter of fact, my score prediction, I got Miami 47, Cal 13. I'm going to give them 13 points. However they find it, good luck to them. But ain't no way in hell we should come out and struggle to these guys. Ain't no way in hell. We ain't going to have no excuses. See, we're not going to say we flew to California and we got jet lag. We ain't going to say that, Florida State. This ain't Dublin. We ain't going to say we got jet lag. But I'm seeing clips on Twitter that's saying that basically Cal broke in the game day ahead of time or whatever. They saying they didn't have enough security to keep them out and all that. But it's a lot of trolling because Florida, California is one of those states that's very woke or whatever. So there might be a joke or whatever. Can't really know. I don't know whether to take it serious or not. But it said breaking news: Cal crowd waiting in line for the game day has broken through the gates before the official opening. Complete chaos in Barkley. There's not enough security to organize the crowd. So a lot of protests happens in Cal. So this might be a joke, correlating to that or whatever. But man, it's tough. You know what? Let me just go ahead and share that video with you guys. Let me share that with you guys because I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if it's a troll or not. I don't really. So I don't really know if they really broke into that thing or not, or somebody just trying to troll. Cause all week, Cal trolling been kind of weird, man. Listening to Cal fans troll is kind of weird. It's like you don't know if they hate your team or they want to go out and have beer with you. You don't know if they hate your team, they hate your fan base, or they want to offer you up their moms, sisters, aunties, nieces. That's tough. That's tough. Man, Pat in the building. Pat, man, that's tough, man. I ain't thought I'd see half of you Florida State fans in here for the rest of the year, man. And some of you out here handing out 40 packs. If it's you out here smoking them 40 packs, man, I ain't thought I'd be seeing you Florida State fans for a while, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I can't even lie to you, my boy. I ain't thought I'd be seeing y'all in here. And that's tough. So you got kicked by a Mustang and you about to get bitten by a tiger tonight. God damn. Well, I know the Mustang kicks hurt. I know the Mustang kick hurt. You ever seen a horse kick somebody? That back leg, they lift that back leg up, you get that big old kick, probably send you all across Tallahassee. Man, that's tough. SMU was out there just having their way. Just having their way. See, I like California and Miami. I like the way you said that, California and Miami. Like California is their own state and Miami their own state. Yeah, I kind of like that. We're not just a city, we're a whole state right now. Yeah, but I'm gonna put the link in the chat again. Like I said, if you're listening on Twitter, come on over to the Facebook. Come on over to the YouTube, and you can get on. We could chop it up. Let's talk about game day right now. Miami is in Barkley. That's where game day is at. We got them boys their first game day. They just got done talking to Mario Cristobal. Right now, McAfee is talking about September surprises. I'm pretty sure some surprises going to be on there for Florida State, too. So let's see what these September surprises that game day talking about. Let's see what they got for us. Okay, so the first question is about Indiana. So Indiana is undefeated right now. Yeah, man, that's kind of surprising. Indiana, for a long time now, they haven't been it. Yeah, they say Florida. Yeah, Florida State beat Cal 14 to 9. So the day before yesterday, I rewatched that Florida State Cal game. First and foremost, Florida State is trash. Let me just say that. Florida State is trash. Florida State offense, trash. Florida State coaching staff, trash. They need to fight. They need to fire everybody. Norvell need to fire pretty much like 75% of his staff and just bring in some fresh guys, man. I think that old ass coaching staff that they got, they need to do away with them. Get you some fresh heads in there. You're gonna have to start over anyway. Next season, you open the season with Alabama. They're gonna kick your teeth in. And the next, so 2025 is gonna start off on a bad foot. Y'all just need to go ahead and watch that coaching staff. Y'all really don't have no players on that roster that y'all gotta keep the coaching staff to keep anyway. So man, that's tough. That's I try to tell you, Florida State fans though. When you go 13-1 and nobody wants to come play with you, that's a sign. That's a sign. You guys are a dead program. You can't recruit. Let Florida, let Miami, let both of those teams go 13-0 and 13-1, and you will see how quick them kids start reining in. Hell, they started reining in when we were 5-7. They reined in when we were 7-win team. Just imagine that for Miami and Florida. How is that Florida State go 13-1 and nobody in the country wants to go there? That's tough. That's tough, Florida State fan. I try to tell y'all though. I try to tell y'all. All y'all should come over here and just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and just listen to me. Because y'all beat writers be lying to you. Y'all YouTubers be lying to you. They be telling you how good you is. Y'all got to come over here and listen to a guy who tell you how really bad your team is. And that way you can get a balance of both. You'll get the guys that suck up to the team and tell you all the things you want to hear, and then you'll get a reality check when you come listen to me. I'll tell you what it really is, and all the doubts in your mind for your team, I will reinforce it. I will keep you on a swivel. I'll make sure you know with your team. Don't go out there putting hundreds and thousands of dollars on them every week because these beat writers be lying to you. If you listen to T2Y, you won't be out here doing that. But anyways, last night, man, Oregon and Michigan State, they played. Total blowout. Dylan Gable, like he wanted to give the game away in the first half. He threw like 2 picks in the red zone. And, at the end of the day, Michigan State ain't really got no offense. Had they did, that would have been a good game last night. But, it is what it is, man. 31-10. Oregon handle business, so Oregon stay undefeated. Syracuse last night. Syracuse survived UNLV. They beat them in overtime. Now, if you watch that game, I was watching that game. I was telling, a couple of my folks, man, listen, Syracuse is a goddamn shame to the ACC. Goddamn shame to the ACC. They just as bad as Florida State, except they got a couple wins under their belt. Syracuse is a goddamn shame to the SEC. UNLV, not even their starting quarterback, because they starting quarterback quit. He gone. But the guy that replaced him, he 2-0. I'm sorry. He 1-1 now because Syracuse did win. But the way Syracuse won was disgraceful and shameful to the ACC. But then again, I might have too much hype and confident in all of that for Syracuse. Because year in, year in, they show us who they really are. When people show you who they really are, believe them. Syracuse is not that team. But you know what? Let me go ahead and pull up some of these games for today. We're gonna pull up some of these games for today. Some interesting games to talk about. Let me see. Definitely gonna have to talk about some of these games that's taking place in the ACC today and the SEC. Those two conferences gonna be the main subject, main topic. All my Hurricane fans, man. How y'all feel? How y'all feel about this 10:30 slot tonight? How y'all feeling about playing at 10:30? Have y'all prepared for playing at 10:30? Some of y'all might have to take naps in the middle of the day, but that's gonna be hard with all these good games on. You know, some of y'all might have to drink a Red Bull at 8 o'clock. Trust me, when 10:30 come around, that thing kick in, or you gonna have to drink you some coffee tonight. But it's about to mess up a whole bunch of schedules. Now, here's the deal: Miami opened up against Cal. I think the I think they opened that. As a matter of fact, let me be very let me be very precise. Let me be very precise. So Miami opened up as a 13 and a half point favorite against Cal. Since then, it has dropped down to a 10-point favorite now. So it don't drop 3.5 points. I don't know what it is that Vegas and Cal knows, but since then it has dropped 3.5 points. Now, not quite sure if it's something they know that we don't know, or maybe it's just a whole bunch of money came in on Cal to cover the spread, or maybe it's a whole bunch of money coming in on Miami to cover it. So now they trying to move it around so they don't lose too much money, so they catch some of y'all slipping. But the spread has moved. Now the over and under is at 53 and a half. I'm taking the over all day on that one. I'm taking the all day on that one. I think Miami will give you 40 something points by themselves. I think Miami will give you at least 40 something points by themselves. I think Miami right now, each game is averaging at least 50 something points. So I'll definitely take the over if I'm betting. Over 53 and a half. I think Miami will definitely provide most of that. I think Cal could contribute probably 10 to 13 points. So I'll definitely take the over. I'll be surprised if it don't go. Also, I must make it clear, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not advising none of y'all to bet. I'm just telling y'all what I would do. If you do it, it's on you. That's on you. Make that very clear. Now, if you go out there and you take some of my advice and you win a whole bunch of money now, hey, my Cash App is floating at the bottom. If you want to, give your boy a little thank you, the Cash App is at the bottom. Also, guys, hit the like button to support the channel. That's the best way to support the channel is to hit the like button. So Miami right now, if Cal were to pull the upset, it's a plus 300. So if you bet 100 on them, you'll win 300. The payout will be $400. Basically, won $300. Yeah. So ain't really no money in betting on Miami on the money line because Miami is at a negative 380. You pretty much ain't gonna win nothing off that. But when you look at ESPN, the matchup, when you look at the matchup predictor, they got Miami as a 71.4 favorite to win this game. 28.6 for Cal. So this should be a straight up win for Miami. Like I said, guys, my score prediction for this is like around 47-13. I don't see Barkley putting up points, but also keep in mind teams do show up to play Miami. You do got game day at Cal for the first time. Barkley, they all fired up. They might try to seize the moment. They got little guys like Marshawn Lynch out there that's probably hyping them up. Probably getting them in the game, whatever. So that little extra boost might give them like 3 points. They might score like 3 points off that little boost. But all right, so they're talking about Miami. Okay. Listen, man, if game day come to Miami, they need to let me kick that ball. They need to let me kick for McAfee's money. I'll make that field goal. I will make that field goal. Man, that crowd in Barkley ain't no joke though. That's a huge crowd in Barkley. You cannot. Uh, man, these signs in Cal is horrible. Dang, these signs right now they showing some of the signs in the crowd. These signs by Cal is horrible. This is horrible. You can tell you ain't got no team. You can tell you ain't got no real good team. And you can't really say nothing bad about your opponent when you see some of the signs that they waving in Cal. Man, that's tough. That's tough right there. All right, so basically, man, when you look at it, Cal is incomparable to Miami. To be honest with you, Miami got the better quarterback, arguably the better running back. Keem, what's going on? What's going on,
What's
Keem?
going on, Keith? What happened, bro?
You
I
got a
know
back,
you. I know you been looking for me.
you got a
You
you got
got
a
you
background
got a
noise.
background noise.
You got to
Huh?
turn
You got
the
to turn
volume.
it down. All right, turn the down on.
Yeah, right now we
Yeah,
getting
right
the
now we
echo.
getting the echo. Got that good?
Nah, the
Nah, the
YouTube,
YouTube.
you got to turn off
You
the
got to turn
YouTube.
off the YouTube. Huh?
You got to turn off
You got to
YouTube.
turn off YouTube. Oh, turn off YouTube.
Yeah, because that's why we getting the
Yeah,
echo.
that's why we getting the echo. Oh, let me see.
Yeah, you there? Man, what you guys think of Georgia versus Alabama last week? On paper, we put belt to ass, but the real key is how well will the guys are conditioned to play this game with a time difference. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, man. I think they'll be fine though. To be honest with you, I think I think this coaching staff probably had them all week, getting accustomed to it. This game day is awesome today. What up, Bahamas? Yeah, man. According to reports from last night, they said they broke into that. The people in Cal broke into that thing early. I don't know if that's true or not. Sometimes you can't take Cal fans seriously because they kind of trolling is a little different. They trolling is a little different. So, but Cristobal was on there for a little bit. I'm gonna put that up here for you guys real quick so we can check. Y'all can check that out.
Go back to what Bush Davis did after you left as a player at Miami. It was a little bit slower than I think the fans wanted. He got in there 95, 96, and then they benefited in 99, 2000, 01, 02. But he built it the right way. It took time. The process of building this thing back up. They've tried different coaches. Nothing has worked. You're there. just not this game, just where the program is, building Miami back to what college football fans are expecting from it. Where is the program?
Well, when you get to a program, you're either there because the previous staff did a good job or they didn't do a good job. And our starting point there was relatively low. Learned a ton under Coach Saban. Very grateful to him for my time at Alabama, in building a roster from top to bottom where it's deep, it's talented enough to compete, where you can rush the passer in the fourth quarter, where you could stop the run the ball. And we happen to find ourselves an elite quarterback as well along the way. So we're not where we want to be yet, but the progress has been tremendous. And we're just getting started. We're looking forward to a great game today.
Man, shout out to Mario with the respect, man. Did coach under Saban over there at Alabama in like 2016 and all them years or whatever. Shout out to the respect. But game day is here. It ain't about Alabama. It's about Miami. We're moving on up. Building this thing the right way. We ain't trying to have no microwavable popcorn season where you go 13-1 and then next thing you know you like 1-5. We ain't trying to do that. But shout out to Mario. Shout out to Game Day. Man, I don't care what you talking about, Nick Saban. We ain't trying to lose no game along the way. We trying to win. We trying to win this whole thing. Last 5 games for Miami, all of them right there. Last 5 games, all wins, all dubs. Last 5 games for Cal, as you guys can see, they lost last season to Texas Tech. They beat whatever team this is, Davis. They beat Davis, little no name team. They beat them 31-13. They beat Auburn by 7. San Diego State, they beat them, the Aztecs. They beat them 31-10. And then Florida State, they lost to Florida State 14-9. Cal offensive line and D line sucks, man. Miami better make me proud tonight. Vamos Gators 89. What's going on with you? What's good, my guy? Up bright and early right now. Game day is in Miami. I meant to say Cal, but technically it's Miami because they only there because of us. They're only there because of us. I reckon. All right, so right now they got their week 6 picks. They about to talk about the week 6 picks on game day. Let's see who they pick. I'm gonna pick these games too to see if me and these guys agree on anything, or what do they know that I don't know. Oh man, I didn't even realize it, but Georgia Tech and Duke play today. Georgia Tech and Duke play today. I just realized that Mario is not going to lose even on a bigger national stage. Dade County made it. I hope you're right, my boy. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I hope we ride off into paradise with a national championship trophy. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Nobody can tell me nothing. We win a natty this year. Florida State fans, y'all gonna be like, man, I hate that guy T2I. I can't stand that mother. Gator fans, y'all gonna be saying the same thing. I hate this T2I dude, man. Why the hell did Miami have to win a championship? This dude is so annoying. This dude is such a big headed. Y'all gonna hate me if we win a natty this year. Y'all gonna hate me. Y'all ain't gonna be able to say nothing to me. I'm gonna be the king around here. Y'all gonna be all peasants. And if you say anything, it's off with your head. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Especially y'all with all them dusty ring jokes and all of that. Y'all ain't gonna be able to talk to me. Y'all ain't gonna be able to be in the same presence as me if Miami win a national championship this season. Missouri playing Texas A&M today too. I'm telling y'all, man, it's gonna be some good game. Canes fans. There's gonna be some good games to hold us along. I know it ain't nothing like watching our team, and I know some of y'all don't like to watch other people's teams and stuff like that. But we got some good games today. That's gonna hold us through. Keem, what's going on, my guy? So right now they talking about. Oh yeah, Keem, you got that.
Y'all stop.
You got that echo still. Hold on. Oh, yeah, let's get back to some of these games. Okay, so these are the games in the top 25 today, guys. These are the game top 25s outside of Miami. You know, like I said, man, Miami a 10-point favorite in this game. Expect Miami to win more than that. I'll be surprised if we don't. It'll caught me by surprise. Very, very. I'll be very surprised. Penn State, UCLA, that comes on at 12 o'clock. So that might be a good game to kick off your afternoon with a Penn State. I think Penn State gonna beat them and beat them convincingly. Penn State is a 28 and a half point favorite. I'll probably take UCLA to cover that. I'll probably take UCLA to cover that 28 and a half against Penn State. Unless something going on at UCLA that we don't know about. FSU hoping for COVID outbreak before the Clemson game. Man, that's tough. That's tough. They quarterback already got a broken finger, so the most anticipated game for Clemson and Florida State was DJU versus Clemson, and now he's not playing. So that kind of bums. That's a bummy way, man. How this game gonna play out? I would have loved to see DJU versus Clemson. I would have loved to see it, but just like his coach Mike Norvell, he found a way up out of it. He found a way out of the game. DJU has found a way up out of this game. You know, Injuries happen, so it is what it is. My guy had a broken pinky. My dog broke his pinky. Man, that's tough. Where we at? 52 big. What's going on with you? Teacher Y, what's your upset of the day? All right. Well, since we're going through the top 25 games for the day right now, I would say an upset would be Texas A&M over Missouri, but Texas A&M is already favored. I'm gonna take Texas A&M to beat Missouri. For some reason, I just feel like they're gonna do it. I just got that gut feeling. Here's another one too that could possibly happen. SMU been playing pretty good. Right now, they 4-1. They only lost to BYU. BYU is undefeated right now, so technically a good loss. There's no good losses, but technically speaking, Louisville lost last week to Notre Dame. It's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back. Gave Notre Dame a run for their money. So this is going to be a good game on ESPN at 12 o'clock. Louisville versus SMU. SMU is not, I'm sorry. Louisville is Miami's next opponent after today. After today, Miami goes on a bye week, and then we take on Louisville. So this might be the game to pay attention to. Come 12 o'clock in the next hour and 45 minutes. You might want to tune into this one. Louisville versus SMU. Louisville after Cal is our next opponent. That one's gonna be interesting. Now Louisville is a 7.5 point favorite, and they're at home at that. So technically, when you're at home, they give you like a 3 point favorite. So in naturality, they're only a 4 point favorite. Take away the home field advantage, they're only giving them a 4 point as a 4 point favorite. So this is gonna be interesting. Both of these teams are 1-0 in the ACC. Somebody's gonna take a loss today. I don't know to which one to go with, but this is gonna be an interesting one. I really wouldn't give any betting advice on this one because these are games most of the time that I stay away from because I know they could go either way. Iowa, Ohio State 18-point favorite. I'll probably stay away from that. Auburn, Georgia. Now, you've seen what Georgia was capable of doing against Alabama last week, coming back after being down. Georgia is one of those teams, man, that even when teams are horrible, those teams will still give Georgia a fight. Georgia will end up winning the game. I'm not saying Georgia's going to lose to Auburn, but I can't trust Georgia when it comes to the spreads half the time. Because one week, oh yeah, they're on fire. They just blow teams out. Especially when the spread is low, they'll blow a team out and be like, oh yeah, we should have took Georgia, no doubt. But then when you got weeks like this when they're supposed to blow teams out on the spread automatically, you got games like 13 or 12 and stuff like that. So I don't know whether or not I could trust Georgia to cover 21.5 against Auburn. I know I could trust them to win. I just don't know if I could trust them to cover that. That's tough. Ole Miss, South Carolina. This game is in South Carolina. Ole Miss is the favorite. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably got PSD against Ole Miss right now. You just saw them take an L last week to Kentucky, at Kentucky. I'm going to go against the grain right now, and I'm going to pick this as an upset. I'm going to take South Carolina to upset Ole Miss this week. I think Ole Miss take an L back-to-back. I think they take 2 L's back-to-back. Now, obviously, Jackson Dart is doing great. Shout out to Jackson Dart. Shout out to that kid. even though he shot me out and threw the U down. Shout out to Jackson Dart. So far, he threw 13 touchdowns with 2 interceptions for 1,815 yards. He's on fire, guys. The quarterback is on fire. But for some reason, I think South Carolina, especially after watching them play as hard as they did against LSU, which is their only loss this season, I think South Carolina might get the upset. I think they might get the upset. Now, in other terms, it could be where Ole Miss is pissed off from last week. They mad that they lost. The whole nation is laughing at them. And then they go out there and just wipe South Carolina completely out. But I don't know. A gut feeling is telling me that South Carolina is going to pull off this upset. And if they don't get the upset, I feel like they're going to cover this spread of 8.5. If they do lose this game, it'll probably be the range of from 3 to 7 points. That's a gut feeling that I have. I could be totally wrong. That's why I told you guys I'm not a financial advisor. Take these advice at your own risk. But I just got a feeling that South Carolina is going to pull this upset. That might be my upset of the day. South Carolina to beat Ole Miss. That might be my upset of the day. But let's continue. There might be some games on here that I could definitively say, this could be an upset also. Indiana versus Northwestern. Indiana's the favorite. I'm gonna take Indiana. I'm gonna go with Indiana. I'm gonna take Indiana. They're 5-0 right now. They're moving pretty good. Northwestern 2-2. They lost in the Big Ten already. They even lost to Duke. I watched them. Against Duke. I can't unsee what I seen that team against Duke. I don't picture that team beating a lot of opponents. The ones that I saw that played against Manny Diaz and Duke. So I'm taking Indiana. Alabama Vanderbilt. Alabama just knocked off the number one team in the country to become the number one team in the country. The next week they play Vanderbilt. Alabama is a 23-point favorite. I'm gonna take Alabama for the win, plain and simple. Now Brown, oh man, my boy says Auburn is going to upset Georgia. I don't know about that one, but hey, if you're right, hey, if you bet on that and you're right, there's some money to be won. There is some money to be won. As a matter of fact, since you say that, let's see here real quick. Let's go into this game real quick. Let's see. So basically, he's saying Auburn is going to upset Georgia. So let's just say that's a plus 900. If you bet that on the money line, if you bet $100, your payout is $1,000. So if you strongly believe that Auburn is going to upset Georgia today, put $100 on the money line. Put $100 on the money line. Push come to sub, you lose $100. But if you're right about this, that's $900 extra in your pocket. So if you really believe, which nobody believes, the ESPN matchup predictor got Auburn as a 8.9% chance to win. Georgia's a 91.1% chance to win. If you really believe that Auburn is going to upset Georgia today, go ahead and put $100 on Auburn. Hell, if you're a rich man that got some money to lose and it wouldn't even hurt or bother you, put some more on it. Put some more on it. That's plus 900. If you're confident that Auburn is going to beat Georgia, take it. Put the money on it. And if you win, hey, come back and hit my cash app on the bottom of the screen. Help your boy out. When you win, we all win. Well, just me and you. I don't know about the rest of the people. Yeah, man. But let's continue. So Florida State tonight, 7 o'clock versus Clemson. Clemson is a 15.5-point favorite. The over and under total is 46.5. I'll take the over on the 46.5. I think Clemson is going to put up at least 40-something by themselves. Hell, I just watched SMU did it. So I'll definitely take the over. The only problem is, where is Florida State going to get their points? I can see Florida State end up with maybe 3 or 4 field goals in this game. So I'm definitely going to take the over on the 46.5. Keyword, me. Now, if you want to do it, that's on you. That's on you. I'm not a financial advisor. Florida State is 1-4. Damn, that sounds terrible. I got to repeat that. Florida State is 1-4. They are 1-3 in the ACC. I repeat, Florida State is 1-3 in the ACC. The only win came against Cal. They lost Syracuse. I'm sorry, not Syracuse. SMU, Georgia Tech, and Boston College. Man, what a terrible season for Florida State. Damn, that's terrible. T2Y, are you a fan of a term belt to ass, laugh out loud? Absolutely, Vanamos. The first week of the season, we since the first week of the season, we've been handing out belt to ass every week. Starting with those goddamn baby lizards of Gainesville. That's tough. That's tough. But Florida State, man, I think ESPN got it out for Florida State. Every week, even as terrible as they are, they put them on national TV for the world to see. I think ESPN is trying to punish Florida State. I think they're trying to humiliate them to the worst extent. I think they're trying to embarrass them to the worst extent. They keep putting them on prime time on ESPN or ABC, the main channels. They putting them on the main channels for the world to watch them, to watch their demise. All last year, ESPN, ACC, Kirk Herbstreit, all those guys, they cheated us. They robbed us. They snubbed us out the playoff. We deserve to be there. Now look at you. Now look at you. Man, that's tough, Florida State. Clemson going to beat the bejesus out of Florida State. I would definitely take Clemson to cover that 15 and a half. I promise you. I'm taking that. Clemson to cover the 15 and a half against Florida State and the over on the points. Florida State, your season is over. Your season's been over. Listen, Cal, y'all could have been a little bit more better of an odds and chance and all that in the ACC had you not dropped this game. I lost all respect for Cal when they lost to Florida State. You got into the red zone 5 times where you settled for field goals. That's tough. That's tough. Cal should have beat Florida State. But hey, everybody get lucky every now and then. Boise State versus Utah State. Boise State to win. They might even cover that 27 and a half, but I don't like to, go pick spreads on teams like that, especially when I haven't done extensive research on them. So I'll stay away from that one. Prime time, 7:30, the main game. Tennessee versus Arkansas. Tennessee goes to Arkansas as a 14-point favorite. Tennessee offense and defense has been clicking this year. Hold on. Chris says Florida State upsets Clemson. As terrible as Florida State's been this year, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. The thing, okay, so let's go back to Florida State versus Clemson. The thing I've been seeing as of lately, since week 1, Clemson got blown out by Georgia, 34-3. After that, they've been, knocking out a couple opponents here and there. Nobody really worth talking about, but the dominant fashion that they've been doing it, everybody's back on the Clemson hype. So to watch them struggle against Florida State or to lose to Florida State, it would be phenomenal for me. Everybody will get off Clemson's nuts and be right back on the Miami hype. They'll be right back on the Miami hype. Because right now, they're just looking for any kind of storyline in the ACC. Miami's dominating. They need somebody else to throw in the wire, to throw in the fire with us. Obviously, they can't throw Florida State in there. Virginia Tech was one of their storylines that's pretty much blown up already. Who else? SMU's still on point. They still, somewhat in there. They got a tough game today. But Clemson is the main topic right now next to Miami. They're looking for a reason to say Clemson is going to beat us if we meet up in the ACC championship. So to watch Clemson go down or to even struggle, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to laugh it up. But I don't think they're going to lose to Florida State, plain and simple. I don't think the upset happened. If it does, hey, that's tough. Great win for Florida State. That sucks for Clemson. I don't see it happening. Tennessee to beat Arkansas. Tennessee, I think they'll cover the spread. If not, damn near close to it. Michigan versus Washington. I'll take now. Michigan is an underdog in this one. Michigan is an underdog. They're a 1.5 point underdog to Washington. This is one of those. This is going to be an upset of the day for me. Number 10 Michigan beats Washington. Number 10 Michigan beats Washington. That's going to be one of my upsets. As a matter of fact, Michigan, Washington. I'm going to take Michigan for the upset. Let's take a look at the betting lines on that one. Let's take a look at the lines. because I know on the Hard Rock app, if you're in Florida and you're making bets, you could do in game parlays or whatever in the same game parlays. So Washington right now they're a 58.2% favorite to win. Michigan a 41.8. Obviously, Michigan struggled the last game or whatever to win. They barely won. So obviously, everybody is looking at Washington might be a little bit more favored and all that, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna take Michigan now. If you take Michigan to win, if you think they're gonna win, go ahead and take the money line. It's plus 105. If you're taking them to cover the spread or 1.5, I ain't taking no team to cover no 1.5. I don't think Michigan is gonna beat Washington just by 1 point. So I'm not taking no negative 100, negative 110 when I could take it at plus 105. That's more money. That's just me. Most of y'all might want to go with the spread, but I'm gonna take Michigan to cover to win the game. I'm gonna take them to win the game. That's the more money. Now, I'm not quite sure how much points is going to be scored in this game, but the over and under is at 40.5. If you want to risk it, you could, make an in-game parlay. The same game parlay, I'm sorry. Take the overall or under at 40.5 and the plus 105 for Michigan to win. I think Michigan is going to win. That's just me. But I think that is one of those. One of those where, hey, man, the money is there. Take it before it changes. That kind of deal. Take it before it changes. I'm pretty sure during the day it's going to change. When the money start coming in, it's going to change. So if you can get that now while you got it, take it. I'm not a financial advisor. I must repeat that. Anything that you do is at your own risk. I'm assuming that we're all 18 and older. If we're on apps, betting and all that kind of stuff, I'm not your personal financial advisor. I'm not your accountant or anything like that. Anything you do is at your own risk. So it is what it is. Yeah. So that one, I think I had gave y'all another upset earlier. Might want to even parlay them. South Carolina, Ole Miss, that's too risky to be putting on the parlay. I think I gave y'all one earlier though, like a Texas A&M, Missouri. Nah. I'll stay away from it. But Michigan, definitely take Michigan to win. That's just me. I'm gonna take Michigan to win. You got USC, Minnesota. This game is in Minnesota. USC is a 7.5-point favorite. I would take USC for the win. Probably take them to cover that 7.5. Minnesota has been terrible. Now, you got to keep in mind, though, USC is traveling across country, for whatever that's worth. These are some Big Ten games. So right now, USC is 1-1 in the Big Ten. Their only loss came to Michigan. So some of these Big Ten games, man, a lot of traveling. Baylor versus Iowa State. Iowa State 11.5 at home. Baylor's been terrible lately, so I'll stay away from stuff like that. Like I said, last night game, Syracuse pulled it out against UNLV, 44-41. Syracuse got the win, but looked terrible. Going back and forth with a group of 5. Oregon handled business against Michigan State. Michigan State offense is terrible. Had they could put up points and capitalize off the turnover, this game might have been a little bit different. Might have been a little bit more competitive than it was. But the games today in the top 25, that's what you get. Now let's go into conference, because obviously all the ACC teams are not ranked. Only a few of them. I think it's only 3 ACC teams that's ranked. That's Miami, Clemson, and Louisville. So let's go into the games that are not ranked, that's not being talked about. Virginia versus Boston College. Virginia versus Boston College. Boston College edged out a win last week. So did Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is at home. They're a 1.5 point favorite. I would take Boston College for the upset. In this game, I would take Boston College for the upset. It's tough to say so because of how the quarterback play is at Boston College right now. But I just got a gut feeling that Boston College is going to find a way to win this game just like they did last week. I'm taking Boston College to upset Virginia, which is only a 1.5 point. 1.5 point. So I'll take them for the upset. Now, like I said, when it's 1.5 like that, I would rather go with the money line. So most of the time, it's probably 105. The money line is probably going to be 105. Let's just see. 105, like I said. If you're going to take Boston College in this game, might as well take them on the money line. 105 versus taking them to cover the spread at negative 110. More money to be made if you take the money line, plain and simple. And if you want to take some of these money lines on some of these teams that you think going upset, you might as well parlay them. What I would do is I'd bet them individually, and then I would parlay them just in case. You can win on the individual side, and if the parlay hits, then whoop-de-doo. You got a lot of money. That's tough. And of course, when you get a lot of money from all these, you can come back over here and hit the cash app that's strolling at the bottom of the screen right there. And I must alliterate again, I am not your financial advisor. Make all these bets at your own risk. Do not go out there, saying Teacher Y told me to do this. Now, I ain't tell you to do nothing. I'm not your accountant. All right. North Carolina versus Pitt. Pitt goes to North Carolina as a 2.5 point favorite. North Carolina just came off a loss to Duke. Now, Duke was down 20-0. Duke ended up winning that game. Manny Diaz is 5-0. Duke win that game 21-20. 21 unanswered points in the second half, guys, by Duke to knock off North Carolina. The previous week, North Carolina got 70 dropped on them by JMU. At some point, North Carolina is going to have to turn this thing around. I'm not sure if it's against Pitt, though. I'm not sure if it's against Pitt. Pitt quarterback been playing phenomenal this year. I don't know where to go with this one. I could see North Carolina having a bounce back after those two devastating losses. But I can also see Pitt winning this game and continuing, to prove that they might be a formidable opponent in the ACC this year, which is not much to say for them, to be honest with you. So that one I'm going to stay away from. NC State versus Wake Forest. This one, NC State is at home. NC State is a 3.5 point favorite. I would take NC State, and I would take NC State to cover the 3.5. Wake Forest is dumpster juice, absolute dumpster juice. I would take NC State with the 3.5 point. Wake Forest, if NC State give up this game today to Wake Forest, NC State is not a serious program. They're not. Plain and simple. Virginia Tech versus Stanford. Virginia Tech flew over the Cal just like Miami did after we just got done playing each other. After they just traveled to Miami and got a devastating loss. They're over in Cal just like we are. Now, for them, it's an earlier game. It's a 3:30 game while we're playing at 10:30 tonight. Virginia Tech is an 8-point favorite over at Stanford. Now, obviously, we've seen Stanford, travel to Syracuse and win there. They're 1-1 in the ACC. Clemson pretty much dominated them last week. I don't know if I could trust Virginia Tech to cover the 8, But if I was betting on this game, which I'm not, I would more than likely take Virginia Tech to cover this 8. But this is one of those games that I would stay away from. To be honest with you, Duke Duke and Georgia Tech. That's going to be an interesting game too. That's on the ACC network at 8 o'clock tonight. Georgia Tech is at home, and Georgia Tech is a 9-point favorite. Duke is 5-0. Duke is 5-0. This is going to be an interesting game to watch. This is going to be an interesting game to watch. I trust Duke running back more than I trust their quarterback. I'll say that much. But I think Duke, I'm going to take Duke for the upset in this one. For some reason, I think Duke will beat Georgia Tech. I'm going to take Duke. This is going to be one of my upsets in the ACC today. I'm going to take Duke to actually improve to 6-0. I'm going to take them to beat Georgia Tech. So for all you Georgia Tech fans out there, hey, be mad, be glad, be sad, whatever. But I'm going to take Duke to upset y'all. Even though y'all are a 9-point favorite, I'm going to take Duke for the upset. Manny Diaz over there might have, after today's game, Duke might be bowl eligible. After today's game, Duke might be bowl eligible. If they can get this upset, which Georgia Tech is a 9-point favorite, Duke will be bowl eligible. All right, so game day right now. They about to kick the field goal. You know, all these guys trying to win McAfee's money. All right, so they hyping up this kid to kick the field goal for to win the money. $75,000 field goal coming up on game day right now. So Kirk Herbstreit is down. He's holding the ball. I can already tell you, man, just looking at this kid's shoes, looking at what he got on, he's going to miss this field goal. He's going to miss this field goal. So let me see. If I were to bet that he missed this field goal, would I win or not? Let's say I got $100 on him missing this field goal. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right or totally wrong. All right, so he's about to kick the field goal right now. Some of you guys probably already seen it, you know, because you're probably watching it off a different stream than I am, so you probably seen it before me. But I got this kid missing. Yep, and he missed it. But that's probably one of the best kicks I've seen so far. He missed the kick. McAfee, give the kid another chance. He's about to give him a second chance. For $100,000, they go out to give him a second chance. All right. So the stake is up there, Daniel. You got to make this kick now. Another $100,000 would go towards hurricane funding or whatever, relief. So go ahead and make that kick, my boy. Oh, he made it. Oh, he made it. Oh, he made the kick. Daniel just made the kick. My boy is $100,000 richer. My boy is $100,000 richer. He made it. Daniel, my cash app is at the bottom of the screen right now, Daniel.
Yeah, for real, hit mine too, bro.
Get my cash app up there. You got $100,000 right there. My boy just won $100,000 of McAfee money.
It'd probably be like 82 after tax.
Yeah, hey man, it's 82 that he didn't have,
Yeah, sure.
and McAfee signing that check. Man, that's tough. And an extra $100,000 go to hurricane relief funds. So that's $600,000 in hurricane relief fund money that game day is gonna, give out.
Shout out to all those affected, man. Prayers for all those affected.
All right, so Sarge, you already know they anticipate, man. What happened last week?
Man, we had to wake up. First 2 quarters we was kind of sleepwalking. Next 2 quarters we look like the best team in the nation, man. So you just gotta put 4 quarters together. That's all.
Now you know me. I don't like to pat myself on the shoulder. I do. I told your ass that Georgia was going to lose to Alabama all season. I told your ass.
I know, but you didn't tell me that y'all was gonna go down to a Hail Mary pass against Virginia Tech.
Listen, man, this is not about Miami. This is not about Virginia Tech. This is about the Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Roll Tides.
That's right.
I told you they were going to whoop y'all. For some reason, I didn't think Georgia versus versus Alabama. I didn't think them being a pain in y'all foot was going to just end with Nick Saban. Because the boy is a good coach. Now, obviously, he almost squandered away this whole goddamn game. When I stopped watching the game for a minute.
He did squander
on the Florida State game.
Yeah.
When I came back and I saw Georgia 34, Alabama 33, I was like, what in the bumble cloud?
Exactly. He did. I mean, he blew a 28-point lead, if you think about it. They still got the win. Congrats for getting a win, but he did blow a 28-point lead.
When I turned on that TV and when I turned it back to that game and I saw that 34 to 33, the Jamaican in me came out. How this happened? Why did we have one? Yo, Alabama really about to lose again, yeah? No star. And no bumbo clap.
Wait. Hey, you should have seen them at halftime where they thought they was gonna win by 50 points, man.
But you know what? Y'all made Ryan Williams one of the most famous players in the country.
Oh yeah, he made a good play, man. Shout out to him, man.
Y'all done tripled that man NIL. So many opportunities done came his way since y'all literally gave up that touchdown.
That's good for him, man. He's still a kid, man. Good for him.
So, obviously, with Georgia taking the L, there's some fans on here today that said Auburn's going to upset you guys.
I know. I heard the same thing about Kentucky.
That was pretty close. If you took Kentucky for the cover the spread, you won.
Yeah. I heard the same thing about Kentucky. I heard the same thing about Clemson. I mean, when you go 12-0 for 3 straight years, it's like stepping on a bug outside. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna upset you. Everybody gonna beat you. You're not that good. You don't deserve to be the number 1 team. Blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, at this point, I think in the last I want to say 5, 6, 7, 8 years, Georgia has been owned by Alabama.
Yeah, we lost a lot to them, man. But when it all counted, when it was
years, you guys only got that one victory.
Yeah. But when it was time to play the Natty in Indianapolis, and we had a walk-on quarterback who was 5'10", 180 pounds, they just could not beat him, man. And that's Carson's problem, man. Carson don't got the same amount of heart as Stetson. You know what I'm saying? Carson just don't have the it factor that Stetson had. I mean, he's taller, he's stronger. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think he's not as fast, but he is a better all-around quarterback than Stetson, but he just don't have, you know what I'm saying, the intestinal fortitude. You got to have a certain amount of swag about you. You know what I'm saying? He really don't got the swag, bro.
Pardon the interruption, but right now on game day they're talking about Cal Miami, so let's kind of hear what they want to say.
Hey, they told me in the chat y'all getting upset today, T2I.
A lot of them be in the chat line. You know, they came
Okay,
in and told me that Auburn was going to beat out, they was going to beat Georgia. So you know they be lying.
this what happened when you win a bunch of games. T2Y, welcome to the club. Everybody gonna upset you when you start winning a lot.
Now they're showing the Cal. They're doing reviews right now. The Cal versus Auburn game. Obviously, Cal upset Auburn, beat them 21-14.
That was in Auburn too.
Yeah.
That was a good win for Cal. Shout out to Beast Mode, man. Shout out to Marshawn Lynch.
For those of you guys that are saying to take Auburn for the win, put your money where your mouth is.
Oh no, don't do this T2Y.
$100 at Vegas will win you 1,000. That's a plus 900. Oh snap! We got a Henry Lee spot. Henry
No,
Lee is in the building. Man, what's
So,
going on, Henry Lee? What
please,
what
man.
you
Oh,
doing here?
he
I just
called
had
out
to
the hey,
chime.
man. Where you been, bro?
I just had to chime in. I heard AR talking about a motherfucking somebody ain't got a swagger. You finally hear the humbleness in his goddamn voice now. He finally back to
What do you
goddamn
mean?
reality now.
What? Back to what?
You back to being humble now. You can hear it in your voice.
No, Henry Lee. No, I'm not.
Yeah, yes you is. Hell, I know how the hell your voice been in the past.
Hey, hey,
Henry Lee.
you gotta get humble when the elephant.
You ain't doing all that goof ass giggling and all that shit. You ain't
Wait,
doing none
wait,
of
wait, wait.
that shit.
Henry Lee. How many games have we lost in 4 years, Henry Lee? You think I'm humble?
Man, hey, that's what happened when the elephant stepped on your foot.
Hey, hey, hey. After we beat the 63, you think I'll be humble? You think I'll be humble after beat y'all 63-3? Nah, man. Nah,
You still holding
I've
on
been
to that?
on there with T2Y since what, 2019, 2018? I haven't been humble since day one, bro.
I know, since that's when y'all started winning games. You absolutely right. That's when y'all
Nah,
started being relevant. In
nah, we was with
28-19.
Nah, we went to the
What?
Natty in 7. What you talk about, Henry Lee?
Hey, Henry Lee, every time them boys get hyped, Nick Saban in Alabama say, "Hold on, bitch."
They didn't do
Yeah,
that in 21 though.
I already know.
Henry Lee, did you watch
And
the national championship in 20?
uh,
Yeah, we play Alabama and Alabama lost. Yeah, but I haven't been humble ever since I got on YouTube. I'm always gonna be.
Henry Lee, you in the portal.
Yeah, you turn into my prime.
Yeah, right now you got some bad signal. You sound like you on Cybertron.
Nah, it don't stop. I'm I'm not humble at all. I still think we're gonna win the national championship.
Listen,
Ain't
man,
nothing changed.
you know what? Public service announcement. Public service announcement. The Miami Dog Walk Cal today, and we going into our bye week. I'm just go ahead and say it for the rest of the fans everywhere. We want Georgia.
I
We
know.
want Georgia.
But who was the last team to say that? T2Y.
We want Georgia, but we ain't that fraud. We ain't that fraud in Tallahassee.
T2Y. Who was the last team to say that?
We ain't that fraud in Tallahassee, bro. We
The
want
last the last team to say that lost 63-3. And what's their record right now?
man. We want Georgia, man.
Man, you not say Candyman in the mirror 5 times. You know what happened to you?
We want Georgia. After we dog walk out today, we want Georgia. God damn it.
So y'all gonna dog walk Cal?
Of course.
Okay, let me get a score prediction in the chat. Let me get a score prediction. Miami versus California.
47-13.
Didn't you say that about Virginia Tech?
That was different. Virginia Tech actually had some hype coming into this season.
Wait, wait.
They just didn't live up to it. But they did
Oh,
have 21 starters came back now. They
oh.
finally played a little bit to their potential against Miami. But you
Hey,
know, we Miami, people gonna get up to play us.
hey, your boy Monte in the chat said, "Is the season over with yet? You ready for the season to be over
I
with?"
mean, Montreal is a Florida State fan, so the answer is obvious. Yes, the season been over with.
Yeah, yeah,
Season was over with when you was what 0-3.
yeah,
That's tough.
yeah. Let me get those score predictions in the chat, man. I see some.
Team that I'm telling y'all that we finna blow out. That's the team that Florida State got their only win of the season on. No, I can't take Florida State serious right now after SMU dropped 42 on them.
Hey, Monte, a bunch of Florida State fans said they wanted Georgia last year. And it was around this time after they were 4 or 5 games, and they said they wanted Georgia.
Let me put this in perspective. Florida State in the offseason told the ACC they did not want SMU in this conference. They did not
Yeah,
want Cal. They did not want Stanford.
yes.
SMU took that personal. And when y'all showed up to Dallas, they kicked your teeth in. Or we don't belong in the conference, but here we are blowing y'all to smithereens. Y'all
Yeah.
went to SMU and stepped on a landmine.
Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it be
I
like that.
got kicked by a goddamn Mustang. You ever been kicked by a Mustang? You
No,
ever saw somebody get kicked by a Mustang?
I've driven a Mustang. I had an 89 in high school, man. I had an 89 LX 5.0. You
The
know what I'm
point that
saying?
I'm making is you don't want to get kicked by a Mustang. You don't. That shit hurt.
How many Florida State
42.
people they
42
drop?
to 16, Florida State. 42 to 16. You got blown out by a team that was just in the goddamn Power Four. Group of 5.
So you telling me Florida State belongs in the group of 5? Is that what you said?
FCS.
Oh, that's a low.
You know what will really make my year? If Florida State were to lose to Charleston Southern.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you've seen my previous video, but they want Norvell fired now.
Yeah.
They want Norvell and the whole staff fired. They think the whole team is dumpster juice. They are actually celebrating DJ's injury, but they don't realize Brock Glenn is just as trash.
But he was walking on water. You know, they had the 13-0 championship rings. He's walking on water like 5 months ago.
13-0 championship ring. Hey man, let's get back to the previews. Missouri, Texas A&M. I told y'all I'm taking Texas A&M for the win. They the favorite at Kyle Field. So I'm gonna take them for the win. Won't be surprised if Missouri win, to be honest with you. Auburn versus Georgia. Y'all already said to take Auburn for the upset plus 900.
For the upset. Make sure y'all take Auburn for the upset.
Me, I'll probably take Auburn to cover the 21.5, but I would not take them to beat Georgia.
Matter of fact, if you're in the chat and you want to bet, man, put your cash app in the chat, man. We can bet on this Auburn Georgia game.
Ole Miss versus South Carolina. I got South Carolina for the upset this week. I could see Ole Miss bouncing back this week, but I could also see South Carolina getting this upset at home. So I'm gonna take South Carolina for the upset. Vanderbilt versus the number 1 team in the country in Alabama, the team that just blew Georgia out in the first half, the team that won the game, the team that I told Sarge that will beat them this year. They play Vanderbilt this year. This week, they are 23-point favorite.
Point lead.
That same team, they playing a lesser opponent this week in Vanderbilt. So, flex. This is a flex game for Alabama. They'll win. We already talked about Texas, not Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas. What's your thoughts on Tennessee, Arkansas?
The blowout, Tennessee by 21, maybe more.
Tennessee by 21, maybe more.
Arkansas.
Yeah, I was taking Tennessee for the win. Definitely taking the cover too. So
they gave up like 700 yards in one game. I think they gave up like the other team had like 700 yards. So take Tennessee.
All right, so let's talk about the main event for the Big Three in the SEC. That is the Florida Gators versus the UCF Knights. The Florida Gators versus the UCF Knights. If you put $100 on Florida to win this thing, you will win $100 even. UCF is the favorite.
Yeah, I got UCF by 3. Shout out to the
UCF
list.
is a 1.5 point favorite at the Swamp. At the Swamp. UCF, we just watched, got blown out by Colorado, 42-21. They are the favorite against Florida this week.
Yeah, that's true, man.
UCF is the goddamn favorite this week in the Swamp.
That's facts, bro.
Every team that's went into the Swamp as a favorite has won.
There it is.
Them winning there as a 2.5 point favorite, they won 33-20. Miami went in there, and y'all already know who was a 2.5 point favorite. We won that bit 41-17. You sorry ass baby lizards.
Yeah.
Now UCF is going into the Swamp as a 1.5 point favorite.
Yep.
God damn, the Gators have swindled to the bottom of the goddamn SEC. Y'all are a joke. Y'all are a joke.
Shout out to Florida, man. SEC door, man.
Now, despite all of that, y'all are actually favored on the ESPN matchup predictor. The Florida Gators are the favorite on the matchup predictor, 51.9. Not a huge percentage. Now, who do you trust more? Billy's 2-quarterback system with DJ Lagway and Graham Mertz, or do you trust KJ Jefferson? KJ Jefferson so far thrown 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. While on the other hand, you got DJ Lagway, who's leading in a 2-quarterback system for the Florida Gators with 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. This is a true freshman. Obviously, he got his chance against Sanford when basically Graham Mertz got injured in the game against Miami. Miami gave that boy a concussion. That's tough. That's tough. Running back wise, UCF running back is way better than Montreal Johnson. Montreal Johnson, they sold me. Florida Gator fans sold me that you was a Heisman Trophy candidate in the beginning of the year. Boy, did they lie. I got to start listening to you lying ass Gators. You lying Gators and you lying Seminoles. Y'all get me every time. I'm so gullible. I'll be believing all y'all lies until I watch the games, and then I'll be like, damn, that ain't lining up with what such and such told me. That ain't lining up with what this fan base told me. But receiving wise, UCF got the advantage there too. They got better receivers. They got a better running back. Quarterback, it's up for grabs right now. But hey, this is it. This is a Swamp. I can't trust people in the Swamp because people at the Swamp told me the Swamp was a terrible place to play. You can't hear nothing. Your team is going to be out of it by the third quarter. Your eardrum's going to be burst. And Miami went in there and dropped 41. That's tough. That's tough. The crowd wasn't even singing, "Hey, baby, ain't no easy way out." The crowd wasn't even singing that. So, hey, that's tough, Florida. That's tough. Brock, what's going on? Slim, what's going on?
What's going on, buddy?
Man,
What up, Slim?
Florida versus UCF. Where we going with this one?
I don't know. That's a good question. You know, if you'd asked me last Saturday morning, I would go UCF, but then they come out there and lose to that sorry Colorado team. Ooh.
Now, Colorado beat UCF last week, 48-21. My mistake for earlier for saying 42. Quick interruption in this. Right now, Cam Ward is speaking on ESPN Game Day right now. They're doing a little highlight on him.
Yeah, I was just listening to that.
Definitely has been a missing piece for Miami. We've been terrible in quarterback play for a while.
I mean, you say that, but at the same time, I think Brad Kaya holds most of the
Yeah, but
career records.
Brad Kaya was so long ago.
It was at this point. It don't seem like it, but yeah, he's been gone since what, 2016?
Think about it. We had Jared Williams. We had fucking Nicosi Perry. We had Derek King. We had so many names. Drake Garcia. We had these are all quarterbacks since that dude's been gone. Tyler Van Dyke. Hell, we
Malik
even
Rozier.
Malik Rozier. We had freaking Emery even playing. Jakari Brown. Come on. Come on, man. We adding up all these names, and no disrespect to none of those guys, but they're not adding up to Cam Ward. Now,
No, they're really not.
yeah, and Cam Ward made a lot of mistakes last week, but he showed the poise that, hey, I'm still in this game. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to succumb to adversity. He went
I'm
out
not
there.
even. I'm not going to say he made a bunch of mistakes. I mean, sitting there watching that game, that didn't look like a fumble to me. It looked like his arm was going forward.
Nonetheless, it's called on the field. We got to deal with whatever they call. Just like when
True
we were
that.
supposed to be up 21-7 with a tiptoe touchdown by George, they call a bogus ass holding on number 70.
Yeah.
Where was the holding? I watched the replay. Even the announcers on the TV like, what?
Yeah, but well, and to be fair, and I think Virginia Tech fans can attest to this, the refs were pretty bad going both ways in that game.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes.
Yeah, because there was a bogus holding penalty that I'll admit was a good block that wiped a 50-something yard touchdown off the board for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes, but hey, one thing always leads to another. Now, back to this Florida UCF game. What are you expecting to see in the swamp today?
I mean, for UCF, they're going to come out there and they're going to play their game. I think probably what's more likely is they have a bounce back after that loss to Colorado. I don't know. You look at the teams that Florida's beat, and Mississippi State's just way worse than them. And then they beat who was it, Samford or something like that. I think even with that, I don't like that loss because I think Colorado's a bad team, but Florida's just looked worse.
Yeah, I just can't trust Florida. 1 week they come out, they go on the road to Mississippi State. They showed that they could actually beat lesser opponents. And for them, to be honest with you, when you look at talent, they're a more better team than UCF. But I just can't trust them.
Well, if you go by the talent composite, Florida's more talented than we are.
Right. And you see what we did to them.
I think the difference there is I think Gus Malzahn is a much better coach, hands down, than Billy Napier.
I think a lot of teams have better coaches than Billy Napier at this point.
And this is something I've started to wonder about. You look at all these guys like Bear Alexander at USC, that quarterback and that running back from UNLV. What happened? And I think that's why Billy hasn't been fired yet. What happens if the entire Florida team just decides to do that?
Say what?
I said, what happens if the whole Florida team, after they take this loss, just say, F it, we're going to redshirt the rest of the season?
I can foresee some of that happening. I can see some of those guys saying, you know what, we're not playing enough. I don't see this being a successful season. I don't see how I can actually benefit from this. I don't probably see myself being here next year. Red shirt transfer. I'm not too
Now,
fond of the idea of this red shirt transfer thing, but all week, all the last 2 weeks, that's all I've been seeing. They popping up slowly but surely.
I mean, for the people out there that don't like all the transferring, you want the NCAA to come down quick and hard and stop a lot of this transferring. Let something like that happen.
Now, right now on ESPN, they're talking about the Florida State versus Clemson game. For those of y'all that are tuning in to game day, Nick Saban's talking about Florida State, what they got to do and all that, good stuff. Obviously, tough matchup for them in Clemson. What's your thoughts on this game today? Clemson versus Florida State, Slim?
Man, I was looking forward to this matchup in the off season. I wanted to see DJ whoop Clemson because I figured it would be funny. Uh, but now we don't even get to see DJ in the game at all. I mean, on top of Florida State just being absolute cheeks, we're not even going to get to see DJ play his former team in Clemson, who's actually starting to look a little bit better.
And that was a storyline they was pushing in the offseason.
Oh, I was pushing it too. I was telling every Clemson fan with an internet connection that could hear my voice, y'all better not lose to Florida State because I'll run you off the internet.
Now, obviously, Brock Glen's going to start today. DJ's out with a broken pinky. I don't know what they expect from Florida State. I don't see how they score points. I don't see how, this quarterback is going to be so much better than DJ. Obviously, whatever they've seen from him in practice, they have not elevated him past DJ. So I think Florida State fans are in for a rude awakening because they all been yelling, "We want Brock Glenn."
Well,
they also been yelling, "Free the youngins." They've been
I mean,
asking to play the
you can
freshman.
yell it all you want. They ain't. I mean, if you're upperclassmen, we've seen it ourselves. Because Miami fans have done the same things in previous years. Has putting in the youngins really made that big of a difference? No, it hasn't.
They still talking about Florida State. Let me turn this up a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie. That's probably the biggest disappointment of the season is Florida State. I was expecting more, but
I don't see anybody else as a bigger disappointment than them.
I mean, here's my thing. Mario's got a little bit of an excuse, but you mean to tell me Mike Norvell's been there 4 years and he hasn't recruited and developed a quarterback yet?
5 years. This is fifth.
Oh, this is okay. 5th year.
Yeah.
And I'll even give him a little grace there at the beginning because he got there in 2020. Everybody knows what was going on. You really couldn't recruit, so you had to go heavy into the transfer portal. I get that. Circumstances were what they were.
Yeah, but the fact that he never got away from it,
Yeah.
None of these championship teams are fundamentally transfer portal. And all the teams that we see that went to the transfer portal and had success, the next season or so, they all fall off.
Well, and if you get on Twitter and listen to all the quote unquote Florida State insiders, none of them even care about high school recruiting.
They don't, because they've been whiffing on a lot of kids. They've been favored to get a lot of kids, and then the kids don't go there. I would not send my kid to a school where they prioritize the guys out of the transfer portal. Because after 2 seasons, when you think you're supposed to be the guy that's up, they bring in somebody else and give them your snaps. Where do I get the time to shine as a freshman or a junior or a sophomore when you're always bringing in transfers to play my position?
Right. Well, that and Mike Norvell, and I don't know where this came from. Mike Norvell got this reputation for being a quarterback guy, I mean, he didn't even get Jordan Travis. Willie Taggart got him to transfer there.
Yeah. He almost messed up Travis too, to be honest with you.
Oh, he could have after that first year, after those beatings he took that first year.
He obviously
Yeah.
didn't trust him either because he went out and got Milton the next year. A broken leg Milton. Look at
Was
mine.
that the next year with Milton? Good Lord.
Yep, Milton. But one leg Milton. Miami's gonna be the next with no quarterback next season. Nah. No, push come to shove, if we don't get a quarterback out of the portal, Emory Williams will be our quarterback. And right now, he's looking pretty good. I'm not saying he's a Cam Ward or a Heisman candidate or anything but I think he could get the job done. I think he could get the job done.
Well, he doesn't have to be, Cam. You don't have to have, and I think several teams have shown this, you don't have to have an exceptional quarterback to win a national title or be in contention.
All right, let's
I
do
mean,
this. Let's break it down. So next season, Cam is gone. I'm just gonna say maybe Jacoby George is gone. Maybe Xavier Estrepo is gone. Damian Martinez more than likely will probably be gone. A lot of our weapons gonna be gone. The offensive line is obviously gonna be still good. We recruited pretty well, and the guys that we have on the line that's gonna be back next year, they're pretty good. So we'll be good there.
the D line's going to be good.
D line will be good. Also, we recruited well these last
Tight,
couple seasons.
tight end room will still be good. Wide receiver room will still be good because they've recruited well at both of them.
Yeah, so we'll be good next year too. Do we take a loss or two maybe somewhere in that season? Yeah, we're gonna have some tough opponents, but I can't even definitively say we're gonna lose because I gotta check those other teams out that we play too to see their improvements and what they lost. So I think Miami will be in good shape next year because we recruited well at the high school level, not just the portal. So for
And even
Florida,
if he has to take a quarterback out of the portal for one more year, actually, you can get one with multiple years because we were just talking about people hitting the portal. Who doesn't think DJ Lagway is going to hit the portal?
keep in mind too, our quarterback coming in this year, Luke Nichols. That's a good quarterback. Our quarterback
He
after that,
is, but he's not going to be ready to start as a true
right?
freshman. Let's not put that on him.
No. I'm not saying he's gonna play next year. I'm saying in the future for Miami quarterbacks, you'll have a
Yeah,
guy like Luke Nichols, and right behind him, you got another Cam Ward kind in Coleman. Darion Coleman is our twin,
yeah, I've seen him.
and he's got that Cam Ward finesse. So Miami in the near future, quarterback position won't be so questionable because we're recruiting well.
And I mean, sometimes you have to deal with a year. Like Tennessee did last year with Joe Milton. Sometimes you just have to get through a season.
All right. So OG says only true weapon is Cam. We're getting a lot of production from underclassmen and snaps. So besides quarterback, I don't see a big drop off. My opinion, go Canes.
I tend to agree with him.
I agree with him too. Cam right now, Cam is a phenomenon. Cam is a one in a generation for us at least too, because we haven't seen any good quarterbacks in a while. Plain and simple.
Because you've seen plenty of snaps and good play, out of guys like Ray, out of guys like Nikar, out of guys like Trader, and you're also seeing things out of them, even though they're coming in junk time and getting their snaps when they are in and meaningful snaps during the game. You're seeing things out of guys that you don't normally see out of players that young.
Now
JoJo Trader may be the best blocking wide receiver on that team, and people underestimate stuff like that, but that's what turns a 5 to 8 yard run into a 15 to 20 yard run.
Nah, I did tease at this a couple times on Twitter, and I kind of want to see where Miami fans' heads are with this. Florida's a terrible team. More than likely, at the end of the season, they're going to lose half of these players on this team. If they fire Billy, which more than likely won't happen now because nobody's saying nothing about his job security, plus the money to buy him out and hire another coach. So more than likely, they'll probably give him another year, plus the terrible schedule that they play. If DJ, let's just say Florida say, hey man, forget it. You know what? We're gonna fire him. Guy like DJ Lagway hit the transfer portal. Would you guys want Miami to go after DJ Lagway?
DJ Lagway's got skills. There ain't, I mean, he's a true freshman, and that's showing, but it's also showing that he's got some skill.
So would you take DJ Lagway out of the transfer portal if that was an option?
Yes, I would.
I'm with you. I would too. Y'all let me know in the chat if push comes to shove, Billy Napier get fired, their coaching staff, the team fall apart, DJ Lagway hit the transfer portal. As a Miami Hurricane fan, or yeah, even you Florida State fans, y'all gonna need a quarterback too. DJ Lagway hit the portal. Would you guys take him? Would you guys take him?
Now, I'll admit it's going to be hard to keep him in the state because even though he's at Florida, I think his first line of thought if he transfers is going to be to head back home somewhere in Texas.
Yeah, that's the talk. More than likely Texas A&M, but I think do Texas A&M got a quarterback for next season?
Yeah, yeah, they're playing their backup now because old Weed Man over there was playing like crap this year.
Connor Wigman.
Yeah,
So
Connor Wigman got benched.
so Lagway might be on the market next year. I think Miami
I
would be a great fit for him. Great offensive line. You know, we're gonna have some weapons at receiver. Obviously, you know, guys like Horton, they all stepping up. You'll have Ray next year to replace Restrepo, and he'll have some great guys to rotate in with him. You know, JoJo Trader, Nikar, those kind of guys.
I mean, I think it's definite that he's going to be on the market because listen, they're not talking about firing Billy, and that's for good reason. Billy's going to finish this season, and then as soon as Billy's buyout goes down, he's gone. I think more than likely what's going on at Florida right now is they're doing what Miami did. Billy's still the coach, but they're already looking.
Oh yeah, they listen. If if a Florida fan, and I say this with no Diddy, but this is gonna be Diddy as hell.
Oh hell.
Florida, if a Florida fan ran into Lane Kiffin right now, they would literally suck his to get him to come to Florida. I've seen it
I would
all over
I
Twitter.
wouldn't want him.
Now, obviously, with Lane Kiffin losing last week, a lot of them Florida fans has tuned down. They toned down a little bit on the one we want Lane Kiffin.
Well, and Miami fans were on that before they hired Mario. And shit like last week is why. That has been the knock on Lane Kiffin his entire career.
I honestly think Ole Miss is a step up right now from Florida. The NIL is
Ugh.
there. The facilities and all that kind of stuff is there. They're not getting no pushbacks.
Well, no, Florida's got better facilities than Ole Miss. That's not even a question. I think
Right.
because of the problems with NIL, Ole
Mhm.
Miss may be a little ahead of Florida. I think at the moment it may be a lateral move, but when Florida's up, it's definitely an upgrade over Ole Miss.
Right. But right now, Florida is like the second worst team in the SEC.
Second or third, yeah.
When you look at them, it's like there's nothing to talk about, really. I mean, right now, the only team that's below them is Kentucky. Obviously, Ole Miss only played one SEC game, so they're there. Auburn, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. This is not a group that you want to be a part of. This is not one of those groups you want to be a part of. The worst team is Mississippi State, record wise. Auburn, and of course you tied with Vanderbilt for one of the worst records.
I think personally, if I'm Florida, I'm going after a guy that Miami fans should be familiar with because he ran a good offense here. I'd go after Jed Fish.
Yeah, a lot of them been talking about him. I think he's at Washington right now, right?
He is. He took over for DeBoer at Washington. Jed Fish just plays to the boosters well because here's the thing. You have to have an AD that's going to keep the boosters in check, but you have to play the game with them. You have to appease them. And everybody's heard of the Bull Gators, the big donors down there in Florida. Well, what a lot of people forget is one of the biggest Bull Gator donors down in Florida is Lane Kiffin's ex-father-in-law.
Hmm. Then one of their boosters came out and flat out said that they're not supporting Florida until they get Billy Napier up out of there.
Oh, I'm sure a few of them have said it.
I think the dude, I forgot his first name, but I know his last name Morgan. He's one of those guys that plain up said it. Hey man, I'm not supporting these dudes until they get Billy up out of there. So get Billy up out of there, or else.
I actually think it would. I know they won't do it, but I think it would actually be really smart for them to go after the South Florida head coach, Alex Golish.
Also, for those of you high school fans, Miami high school fans, Western versus Central yesterday. Northwestern versus Central. Central won 24-21. That's a showdown, pretty much in the state of Florida. Huge game, but Central pulled it out 24-21 last night. That's 6 in a row over Northwestern. 6 in a row over Northwestern.
And I never got a chance to ask you this because I know you kind of keep up with high school football in the state of Florida. How did you feel watching Luke Nickel and his team beat one of the prominent football programs in high school in the state of Florida?
No, I honestly didn't get to see that. Yesterday, I spent most of my time watching college football.
Well, this was more towards the beginning of the year. Milton played, oh, God, who'd they play? Was it Chaminade?
Yeah,
I don't remember who it was now that they played, but yeah, that team Milton in the state of Georgia that Luke Nichols quarterback of, they put a whooping on.
No, but most of the weekends, especially on them Friday nights, I've been watching college football because there's been games on.
Yeah, there have been a few good games on. I know that game last week probably shaved about 5 years off my life.
Man, that's tough.
Okay, Ham got it. It was American Heritage. That's right. It was American Heritage that Milton beat.
Hold on, let's see. I see a clip here. They got they say Mario Cristobal, Nick Saban, Dolphin fans laugh loud. Let's see what they said.
Oh, what it was. Mario got jokes. Nick Saban made a comment about Mario speaking Spanish to the players when they were recruiting in Miami. And he said, I don't know what he was saying, but it was landing us recruits. And Mario turned around, looked at him, and said, I was protecting you from Dolphins fans.
This guy, when we used to go recruiting in Miami when he was on the staff, yes. Every school we went in. Mm-hmm. He talked Spanish. I didn't know what was happening. But we got some players. I was protecting him from the Dolphin fans. Yeah.
Hell, that's tough. That's
Mario
tough.
got jokes.
That boy said I was protecting him from Dolphins fans. Man, that's tough.
Shit, he needed protection from some Dolphins players too, if I remember right.
Man, man, as a foodie, I'll be mad as hell watching on game day because they always bring out all these different dishes and shit. I want to try some of that shit too.
Right?
Yeah, but a lot of Canes fans got out there early. Hold up, wait a minute. How am I? Hold on. Let me share this with you guys because I just seen something that I've never seen before. Maybe y'all seen it, but I ain't never seen this before. Now, some of the Hurricanes fans, they out there early. They got to the field. But
Hard Rock, nah. We had Cal
On the field.
I've never seen this jersey before. Now, obviously, it's Hurricanes. Obviously, it's ACC. It got the ACC tag on it, and it got the Adidas on it. I've never seen this jersey before. Where you get this from?
I don't know. I ain't seen that either.
I thought maybe it was a different kind of hurricane, maybe like a Pop Warner hurricane or whatever. But nah, this is actually ACC on the badge.
Huh.
Adidas right there, and it's a hurricane. I've never seen this jersey before. I want one of those.
We
On the field, warming up,
We
stretching.
field.
You know,
We
we
on the
warming
field.
up.
We here. Got Big Miami and Hurricanes.
Yeah, Big Miami, warming up.
Straight from Little Haiti, baby. Shit don't stop.
Yeah.
Y'all see it. Walk in your trap, take over your.
That's tough.
Oh, speaking of jerseys, did you see FIU's jerseys for this week?
Oh yeah, the Miami
The
Vice.
Vice U. Now I know. I personally don't care for that, but I know a lot of Miami fans have wanted to see the Hurricanes rock some jerseys like that. What's T2I's opinion on that?
I've seen people made those edits, those photoshops, and I thought they looked good for us. Now, me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't too fond of playing in pink. I ain't too fond of playing in pink. They can have those. I think you can make those jerseys for Miami, but make it be a fan thing. But don't actually wear them. For the fans that do want that, hey, give them what they want, but don't actually wear it.
I mean, here's my thing. I wish they would quit doing a new black jersey every year. What I want to see, we haven't done throwbacks since '05. You know, the old green and gold with the flags on the helmet. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see some throwbacks.
Right now, I just want to know what we wearing. When we wearing the new black ones? What game?
Them ain't even new. They're bringing the old black ones back.
No, the ones they brought out this year. Oh, that's new.
That man, things look just like them black unis from 2017.
There's no green in it. The
Thought
black
there was some green on it.
Nah, ain't no green in it. It's all orange and black. The only green you'll see in there is probably the logo.
Yeah, I thought the numbers were green for some reason, with like an orange outline.
Man, that's tough.
I don't know. Come up with a black jersey, stick with it, do something else. I'm kind of over these different black jerseys every year, every other year.
Nah, but when you think about it, they got to do it because you as a team, you got to sell merchandise. And
I know. That's why I'm saying do a throwback. You think people won't buy them throwback jerseys? I'd gobble one of them things up quick.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a Nike era. we got Adidas.
Okay. Adidas has never done a throwback. There's nothing saying they can't.
Yeah, but in order for us to do throwbacks, we would have to. For Adidas to do a throwback, they would have to go with the first Adidas that we had.
No, they wouldn't, because the those original green and gold ones were not Nike. So Nike don't own that. That was way before. We didn't get with Nike until the 90s.
But what I'm saying is, for them, they can't go back because then they'll be cramping a whole nother brand style.
I think they can still do it.
Yeah, it's tough for them to do. Uh-oh. So now they're talking about. Uh-oh, Cal quarterback. Shout out to Cal's quarterback with the respect for Miami. I think it's for telling that if this kid have a good season, he probably could transfer to Miami. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because that's what it sounded like. This kid is from Columbia High School, Mario Cristobal's high school.
Yep.
He got respect for the U where he won't even throw down the U. I won't be surprised. And seeing that I'm seeing it, a lot of people probably gonna say, "Oh, Miami tampered with him." Miami tampered with him. If he enters the transfer portal and he ends up at Miami, depending on how good he played this year, I must reiterate that because some people gonna probably say, "Oh, we don't want him. He ain't that good and all that," you know. But I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like that was in the portal and Miami was a destination.
Well, I don't give a damn about tampering because everybody's tampering. I'll tell you somebody they need to tamper with because I
Who's
think
that?
he's just that good. Is that kicker from USF, Nico Grammatica? That dude come out as a true freshman and hit a 58 yarder. Yeah, I'll take that. Not to mention, I know
Dramatica?
the genes. I know the genes he comes from. I'm a Tampa fan. I watched his daddy for years.
Yeah, Martin Dramatica.
I'll take another generation of Automatica Grammatica any day.
Yeah, I mean, I can't be mad at the Borgales. We just, we got two back to back.
Well, and he'll be going to the league. He should be going to the league at the end of this year.
Right. So I've
So
got good kicks out of them. You know. We also
that's what I'm
got
saying. I ain't hating on him. I just, hey, next man up. Go get that next man. And that's somebody I'd take.
yeah. So they're like most likely undefeated team. Miami's at a 14% right now. They're saying Ohio State got the best chance of going undefeated at 23%. So we're up there with teams like Alabama, Ohio State, and Texas.
Well,
Man,
yeah, I mean,
that's a great company to be in.
oh, did you see where Josh Pate was doing his playoff selector? And there's actually a scenario where Miami and Ohio State meet for a semifinal game in Miami.
Well, I saw that, but they just played a highlight of Restrepo basically breaking that kid from Florida's ankle. That's tough.
No, it wasn't his ankle. Restrepo took that man's ACL.
Yeah, whatever he broke, they showed a replay of goddamn Florida. And they showing Florida highlights right now.
Oh.
Florida, y'all got to watch us on game day. Tear your team apart all over again.
All that off-season hype just to get run off your own damn field.
And here they had us thinking it was going to be close. Florida fans had me really thinking that it was going to be a close game. Boy, was I lied to. All right, so let's see what they got for Miami versus Cal. So Miami's at 8.5 yards per play this season, highest in the FBS. Miami's a 10-point favorite, guys.
Cal's got a good defense.
Unfortunately for us, once this game day finishes at 12, we got a whole nother fucking 10 and a half hours.
Boy,
10
we
and a
gonna get
half.
to watch all the games today.
Listen, guys, make sure you watch the fun games today. Do not watch the boring ones because your ass fall asleep tonight. You're going to be in there be yawning.
Boy,
Go
I'm
get
gonna
you.
be up there. I'm gonna be up there with fools at 2 o'clock in the damn morning trying to do a post game show.
Listen, I'm gonna give y'all the secrets to stay up tonight. At around 4 or 5 o'clock today, you know what? Push it to 6. At 6 o'clock today, go get you a C4 energy drink. Go get you a C4 energy drink. Drink that
And
around 6 or 7. Drink it around 6 or 7. You is not falling asleep tonight. As a matter
I
of
ain't
fact,
even gonna be able to start drinking till the game kicks off. Otherwise, I'm gonna be past smooth out.
yeah, drink you a nice C4 energy drink. Go get it. Go get it cold. Drink it cold. Dimitri says, what up, T2I? I guess y'all doing all right. Go Canes, beat Golden Bears. Yeah, we doing good, my boy. Get you a
And
C4 energy drink. I'm telling you, get you a C4 energy drink.
are you sponsored by C4 and I didn't know it? T2I.
I'm not sponsored by them, but they are in my category. They are in my catalog. They are in my catalog.
You need to get sponsored by them the way you pushing them.
I mean, technically, they already paying me. Technically,
Woo.
in my line of work, they already paying me,
I got you.
and it's great. It's great when you have a product that actually work that you do work for. You don't, I don't have
Right.
to be. I don't necessarily have to be sponsored directly to promote them because it actually worked because I've drunk it. Sometimes people get endorsements for stuff that they haven't tried, haven't drunk, or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they just tell you to go get this because they're getting paid for it. Now I actually tried this product. They got Skittles, they got Starburst flavors, they got all kind of flavors.
I may have to try it. I've never tried C4. I've had some other ones.
They got the Hawaiian Punch flavors. They got the popsicle flavors. Remember eating them popsicles as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
They even got some WWE promotion ones.
Oh Lord.
Can, cans look like diamonds and stuff like that. Let me see if I can get you guys like a variety pack where you guys can see them.
Boy, I was you still got a thing up about Cam. It reminded me. I was watching that Alabama Wisconsin game a couple weeks ago. Man, I'm like everybody else. I'm glad Van Dyke was gone, but God, I hated to see him go down like that. That looked bad.
Yeah, that was tough to watch. I like
I,
Van
I
Dyke.
don't wish I don't wish injury on anybody.
Regardless of how he played at Miami and how he turned out, I actually like the kid, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's like DJ. Like DJ doesn't come across as one of these, asshole players. Like he seems like a good guy. He's just not very good. And Tyler Van Dyke kind of fits that mold too. Like he seems like a cool enough dude. He just, for whatever reasons, it hadn't worked out.
Yeah, man. See, for those of y'all that's watching, there you go. Some of the cans right there. You got like, you know, C4 Energy. Go get you some C4 Energy tonight, Miami Hurricane fans. Trust me, it'll get you through the game. I know some of y'all gonna be yawning. I know some of y'all gonna be up there like, man, I ain't gonna be able. I'm gonna have to watch this tomorrow. I'm gonna have to put it on the DVR and all that.
No, no, no.
Not me. I gotta watch this game, man. I gotta watch this thing till it's finished, even if it's
Right?
2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be up late doing that post game show.
See, right now I got me a nice cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and get this thing in my system. Around 5, 6 o'clock, 6 or 7 o'clock, drink me a C4 energy drink, and I'll be up all night. I'll be up all night. Good thing about them energy drinks too, they 0 calories.
Yeah, that's usually what I look for. That's why I usually get. I'm sure you've seen them. Rain, REIGN.
Yeah,
Those are usually the ones I get because they're 0 calories. They're no sugar.
um, those are produced by Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can't go wrong with the C4. C4 was meant for workouts too. They got. I know you guys probably seen the powder. A lot of people used to use them for pregame and post game when it comes to going to the gym. And they got tons of different flavors too. I don't think there's a convenience store or a gas station or anywhere you can go right now where you can't find a C4.
Yeah, I've seen them all over the place.
Yeah, they're nationwide. If you never tried them before, give them a shot, man. Give them a shot. It's worth it.
Now, how big a difference you think Ruben Bain coming back is going to make to this game?
I'm not sure, but we about to find out. Um, Obviously, without him, the D line has held up. Probably could have used them last week because a lot of people were banged up.
Yeah, Tyler Barron's banged up. Hakeem Mesidor was a little nicked up. I tell you what, and that's why
Tyler
people look at last week's game. Listen, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you win by 1 point or 100 points. It
Barron,
don't make a difference to me.
let's not forget Simeon Barrow too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was a little bit banged up too.
So get through this game is all I'm worried about, and then you got a week off.
You know who surprised me last week, and I should really not be surprised? Malik Bryant, number 24, freshman.
Yeah.
He showed up.
Now I know they haven't said because Mario plays all that stuff very close to the vest, but you think Damari Brown's probably done for the year?
Damari Brown, no, he'll be back.
I'm about to say he's been the one riding around the sideline on a scooter with his leg in a boot.
I don't think it's kind of tough to say. Kind of tough to say. If he does come back, it'll be probably a little too late.
Yeah.
And at that point, you might as well just take your red shirt.
Well, still get him in the 4 games that you can get him in, obviously.
But I don't think he'll be back for the 4.
Well, and if he doesn't, I know the NCAA made a rule the bowl games postseason don't count towards that. So, I mean, if you can have him healthy for the postseason, there's a very good argument to make that he's the second best corner on that roster.
Yeah. Also, if you could get him to just heal up completely, especially if we don't really need him like that,
Right.
just take advantage of it.
Well, and that's, I mean, in a way, that's why I like, the NCAA talking about everybody mandating injury reports because you ain't gonna get shit out of Mario about it. You ain't gonna get a damn thing out of him.
Right. Yeah, man. Get y'all some C4 energy for tonight, man. Damari Brown.
Okay.
Damari Brown. Hey, man, heal up. Whenever you need it back, then you'll be ready. I don't think right now we got a rush to get him back. But we going into after this game, we're going into a bye week. So if any updates, then
And a much needed bye week. I think the guys need a break.
coming
But
up.
luckily, that's another thing. That's another thing I think is really good. The way this schedule falls out, You get halfway through the schedule before you get your first bye week, so that means you got your second one late in the year. That's going to be crucial.
Yeah, I mean, we going straight to Louisville. I'm glad we don't have to go from going to Cal and going up to Kentucky. We get a week off, get back into better sleeping habits.
Right.
The next week, travel up there to Louisville. After Louisville, we got Florida State at home. So I think this thing worked out pretty well. Louisville, obviously, they still got a little chip on their shoulder. They still playing well, even though they lost last week to Notre Dame, which was not a terrible loss.
No, it wasn't a terrible loss, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think we found out what Louisville was the week before that when they played Georgia Tech. I mean, that was literally just a game of who's going to screw this up more.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turn around and lose. Like, I don't know how good Louisville actually is.
And obviously, we got the Schonenberger shoe, the trophy, whatever.
Yeah.
Need to bring that home to Miami. Put some in our trophy case, goddamn it. Only thing we got in there right now is a goddamn Kickers Award for a while.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There were some Florida fans talking reckless, saying if they won that game, that they was going to break into the heck and steal that canoe.
They weren't gonna do that.
Oh, I know it.
Florida State will be put under the jail. I think in order for that canoe to come back, Florida would literally have to say, "Hey, we're gonna agree to play Miami every single year."
That's what Miami's told them, because Florida raised hell in 2019 about wanting it, and Miami told them,
This
"Y'all,
was an
that
annual.
trophy is for the yearly series. You want the trophy? Restart the series."
Exactly. Make this an annual thing. If not, this thing ended on us beating y'all. That annual shit ended with us beating y'all. That trophy stays where it stays.
It is what it is.
And if that's the case, then let's just say you did get it 2019. Well, it's back in Miami already. And it's gonna stay in Miami. So we're gonna beat the brakes off y'all next year too. They say they got an ACC championship in their trophy at Florida State. Yeah, you don't got an Orange Bowl trophy in that bit though.
We got an ACC championship, just not in football. We got a couple of them in basketball.
Y'all got a sign in that trophy case that says 63-3.
Mm.
All right, so everybody taking Virginia Tech to beat Stanford today. They're making their picks. Marshawn Lynch is the guest picker, guys. As you guys know, he played for Cal.
Hey, put that man on the sideline cart right now. Just lay him out there, just stun on the field. Oh. All right, well, I got some people pulling up, T2. I'm finna hop off here.
All right, man, take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Herb Street just picked Stanford. He's the only one that picked Stanford for the upset. Now Kirk Herbstreit getting choked out by Marshawn Lynch. He just put him in a chokehold. That's tough. I'm not a fan of Cal or anything like that, but over the years, Marshawn Lynch had made me into a fan. The way he carry himself, and the dude just funny, man. He's just like one of them people when you watch him. It's hard not to like him. Everybody taking Louisville right now to beat SMU. So three people so far took Louisville. Pat took Louisville. Marshawn took Louisville. Everybody taking Louisville to beat SMU. So obviously nobody believes in Rhett Lashley. Hopefully his team is watching this. They see this. Hopefully they see this and they go out there with a vengeance. Miss Helen, what's going on with you? How you doing today? He said Virginia Tech will be a little bit flat after Miami. Air Force Navy game for those of you guys that are military guys that like to watch those run ball games. I think the Air Force and Navy kind of run the ball, and some of them pass the ball a lot. If I'm Air Force, I'm definitely passing the ball because I'm definitely not an infantry that's on the ground. If you get what I'm saying. And obviously the Navy's in the water, so I don't know where they want to go with their game. Because you definitely run the ball, you're on the ground. And if you pass the ball, you're in the air. I guess you could say the I don't know, man. I don't know where to go with this, guys. Everybody taking Boston College to beat Virginia. Like I was telling you guys, they go Kirk Herbstreit again, going against the grain. He picked Virginia to beat Boston College, but everybody picked Boston College, even though Virginia is a 1.5 favorite. Right now, you got Arizona versus Texas Tech. Everybody seemed to be taking Arizona. Marshawn Lynch just took Texas Tech. Everybody else taking Arizona. So Marshawn Lynch is the only one that took Texas Tech. Michigan versus Washington. Game day making their picks right now. Dez went with Michigan. Nick Saban just went with Michigan. Of course, I told you guys to take Michigan. Take them with the money line. They are the underdog in this one. Everybody, Marshawn just took Michigan. Right now, it's kind of crazy when you're watching this game and you see all the Miami signs in the back, all the U's. All you Cal fans out there, make sure you thank Miami because we the one that brought game day to Barkley. So everybody take Michigan to beat Washington, even though Washington is a 1.5 favorite. I told you guys, man. I told you guys. They know what I know. Now, if Washington win this game, that's tough. Rutgers versus Nebraska. They're about to make their picks right now. Rutgers, Nebraska. Dez went with Rutgers. Nick Saban went with Rutgers. Marshawn Lynch just went against the grain. He took Nebraska. Pat McAfee just took Rutgers. And last but not least, Kirk Herbstreit. So Kirk Herbstreit just took Nebraska. Him and Marshawn Lynch took Nebraska for the win against Rutgers. So 3-2. All right, Iowa versus. Everybody went with the Buckeyes. Everybody went with the Buckeyes against Iowa. Ohio State across the board. All right, Florida versus UCF. Florida versus UCF. Desmond took UCF. Nick Saban just took the Gators. Nick Saban taking the Gators for the win. Marshawn Lynch just took the Gators. Pat McAfee just took UCF. And for the tiebreaker, let's see where Kirk Herbstreit goes with this one.
Transferring Princeton to WGU was a great experience. I went to 6 or 7 other universities, and WGU just said, "Here, send it here, and we'll take care of it." It was seamless, and I knocked out almost 3 years worth.
You say, imagine a playoff with Nebraska and Miami. Oh, we already know how that would go. We already know how that would go. All right, Ole Miss, South Carolina. So far, Nick Saban took South Carolina. So Nick Saban and Kirk Herbstreit took South Carolina to beat Ole Miss today for the upset. They went right along with me. Now they're talking about Missouri versus Texas A&M. Missouri versus Texas A&M. Des took Missouri. Nick Saban took Texas A&M. Marshawn Lynch took Texas A&M. McAfee is going with Missouri. If you look in the background, you see Sebastian over there on the edge of the game, and Kirk Herbstreit also took Missouri. So three of them took Missouri. Marshawn and Nick Saban took Texas A&M. All right, so Miami versus Cal, guys. Miami versus Cal, 10:30 tonight. The featured game. We're in Barkley right now for game day. They're going to make the picks right now for the Miami versus Cal. Henry Steffen, he says, is Coach Hayes good? I called Coach Hayes, but I haven't gotten an answer. From him, but I heard he was in the hospital. I gave him a call. I haven't gotten a call back, so hopefully everything's okay. I'm gonna give him a call again, probably right after this live show, right after the game starts. So hopefully he's okay. I got his number. I'm gonna give him a call. But last time I called him, ain't get no answer. He probably was still in the hospital. Things probably, got to settle down a little bit. But I'm gonna give him a call. I did hear that he was in the hospital. All right, so they're making the picks for the Miami versus Cal. Miami versus Cal. Actually, let me get my phone together. Dez just went Canes. So overall, it's probably going to be Canes. Everybody should pick the Canes. If anybody on that pick Cal, it's probably going to be Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch probably will be the only guy to pick Cal. So Marshawn Lynch hyped up Pat to pick Cal against Miami. He hyped up. McAfee got hyped up to pick Cal against Miami. Marshawn Lynch is a bad influence, guys. Marshawn Lynch is a bad influence. He actually got Pat to pick Cal against Miami. That's tough. He hyped up, man. He hyped them up all this time to be wrong. Pat McAfee, I'm telling you, you're going to regret that pick. You're going to get another L in your column. But anyways, guys, it's 12:05. Games are on the TV. Games are on the TV. I need you guys to go watch some football. And I'm finna go watch me some football. So we're going to have a lot to talk about tomorrow. Also, I will be live tonight from 7:30 on till the end of the Miami game. I will be on live tonight, 7:30 till the end of the Miami game, which is probably like damn near almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'll catch you guys tonight at 7:30. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, supporting the channel financially. Appreciate all y'all. For those of y'all that do want to support the channel financially, the Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Or you could just simply super chat on YouTube or whatever. Appreciate you guys. Y'all go watch some football, man. We're going to talk about it all tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to talk about it tonight, too. Tonight at 7 o'clock, 7:30, the game, the Florida State game, Clemson game, that start. We'll start there. At the same time, about 15 minutes later, the Florida Gators versus the UCF game, that game will be on. So we'll be talking about both of them until Miami start to play. Miami plays at 10:30, and we'll watch the Miami game all the way to the end. So all you Big Three fans, Florida State fans, Florida Gator fans, Miami Hurricane fans, college football fans in general, appreciate y'all for tuning in with me, subscribing to the channel and all that. UCF fans, I know some of y'all been asking about Big Four. Prove yourself. Prove yourself tonight. Beat the Florida Gators. UCF fans, UCF Night fans of the channel, prove yourself tonight. Beat the Florida Gators. And then you might have a consideration. I might have a consideration for you guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Go watch some football.